Beauty lies on the eyes of the beholder is a statement that we use every so often. But beauticians say that every woman, every man has beauty potential. And today we are talking about an issue that is very serious to a lot of people, and especially women, where beauty almost becomes the center of our universe. So we are talking about beauty, and with us is anti-aging guru who has actually been doing this for quite a number of years and has been an expert in this industry, and she joins us today here at Expressions. Thank you once again for joining us. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, you have done this for quite a while.
Yeah, 6 years now.
6 years now. 7 years.
Yeah.
And you said you started from the NGO world.
Yeah.
First you started, your first job was a paper cutter, then to the NGO world, and then now into the world of beauty.
And then into the world of beauty.
Into the world of beauty.
Yes.
What drew you into this? Into this space?
I was in between deciding what to do after working in Somalia for a while, and we had to be brought back to Kenya, evacuated back to Kenya. So I was just really sitting at home and wondering what will I do next. And I was having problem with my skin, and by accident somebody bought me something from the Dead Sea, and I tried it on, and I fell in love with the Dead Sea. I knew about how natural it is, how therapeutic it is, so immediately I went to Israel and I told them, can I be a distributor in Kenya?
And then you just
That is how we started now taking care of beauty.
And that is how you started taking care of beauty. And I'm sure it's such a fulfilling world to see people come to your institution, to your space, with low esteem, and see them transform into beautiful people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, you know, that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about.
Is it true that everyone has beauty potential?
Everyone, every woman is beautiful. Well, men and women, but yeah, every woman is beautiful. You just have to discover your beauty. You just have to own your beauty. Yeah, beauty is not just about how people decide she's beautiful because of this. Beauty is actually from here. So
it's
everyone.
from
it is.
And then you find a way to bring it out.
To bring it out.
Okay.
Yes.
There has been a craze about beauty for a lot of us, a lot of women, and even some men now have the same craze about beauty. They say that a man goes hunting in search for a beauty, and it makes their world go round. But is beauty that serious?
It really is. You see, women especially, men tend to give us a percentage. She's a 5, she's a 6, she's a 10, and no woman wants to fall under that 5. Or no woman wants to be invisible. So you try as much as possible, and that is how you get into the beautiful world, because you don't want to be invisible. Nobody really wants to be. But it should never be the most important thing in your life, but I think it's actually part of who you are. Yeah.
It brings out who you are
who
as
you
a
really
person.
are, yes, and keeps you on top of your game. Because if you're insecure about how you look, when I'm talking to you now and I'm very conscious about my big nose or something, I would be very, you know, I wouldn't even talk properly, I wouldn't express myself. So it's good, you know, when you feel beautiful, you are able actually to let it radiate, and people love beautiful things.
People love beautiful things.
It
They
is
go all
something
out
that
to
is,
do.
it is something that is inside all of us. You like going to a beautiful park with flowers, you like sitting in a beautiful place like this. People appreciate beauty. So we just have, it has to be the, you know, it has to have a world by itself. Yeah,
it is a world of itself.
It is.
It is a world of itself. So how can you achieve it? Naturally, because you're saying some are born beautiful, some are made beautiful, but all of us have beauty potential. Then how do we all achieve this state of beauty? But yeah.
Honestly, I believe it's about attitude. It's about owning it. It's about loving yourself. It's not just about the skin or the clothes or the hair we have. It's honestly about your attitude towards you. Do you hate yourself? Because if now I keep looking in the mirror and the first thing I see is I have such thick lips, you know, I will honestly hate it. But every time you feel that you're not beautiful and you feel like I have thick lips, why don't you add it up in the mirror and just say, but I do have beautiful eyes. That way you start loving yourself, and when you love yourself, that beauty will come out. There is nobody else who can give it to you. You
So
have
what
to
is in
take
the
it.
inside automatically, naturally comes and translates to the outside.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is the confidence that you protrude out, it is what you're doing more than even what you're exuding outside.
Yeah, and your personality.
And your personality.
It will come out, because when you look like now, when you look at Hollywood, all the stars, they all look kind of the same size, the same hair, the same skin color. For me, that is not beauty. For me, that is just a group of women who all look alike, and somebody has decided that is the society has decided that is their standard of beauty. But honestly, what stands out from the other, you honestly cannot see. So it's about creating your own personality, and that will come out. Not about looking like Neymar. You know, I don't want to look like you. I don't want to look like Beyonce. I want to look like me. And if I love that and I own it, I honestly believe that is what a beautiful woman is all about. Yeah.
The other time Kenya was listed as one of the ugliest people in Africa, and not just in Africa, but even in the world. Why do you think?
Wait, what?
There was a random statistics, and I mean a random statement that was coming, and I think the
Kenya.
The search was done in South Africa, and they listed, I don't know whether it was a prank or a joke, but they started listing Kenya as the ugliest people, which I don't believe, because we have Lupita Nyong'o, who is now crowned as the most beautiful
I was just going to say that.
Yes.
And first of all, somebody to make such a survey, first of all, why
would
would anybody make such a
survey?
survey?
Yes.
Unless, of course, it is to divide Africans further. Yeah, it's about us and Tanzanians and Ugandans looking at each other and not really liking each other. That is a malicious survey, because honestly, how do you know, for me, beauty is such a subjective quality. How do you define and measure it? And what measuring instrument would you use to define beauty for real? And obviously,
how do you, because it lies in the eyes of the beholder, naturally.
And different people see beauty in a different way. For example, before, women who were big and very light were beautiful. Now they're looking for slim, dark women. So the definition of beauty is really about culture and also about age. What I thought before was beautiful is not what I think
it
is
keeps
beautiful
evolving
now.
every year.
So obviously, whatever instrument they are using to measure this beauty is obviously flawed.
Is obviously, because we are certainly very beautiful people as Kenyans.
Yeah, as you can see, we have one of the most beautiful women in the world.
And I think that was such a crown, and all these haters probably had
what
to
are they
now
going
listen.
to say about that now?
Exactly. So we always imagine as women that you have to choose one. You have to either be smart, or you have to be beautiful, or you have to choose. You have to choose one. You assume that if I am beautiful, then I have to be dumb. If I'm smart, then I have to be unbeautiful. What do you have to say about that?
You see, today's society, honestly, things have changed, because now people like, if I may say, Kim Kardashian, they consider her stupid but very beautiful, but she's making money around. I think she honestly pretends to be stupid to make that money. Yeah, and some intelligent people, so that they don't intimidate a man, will pretend to be less intelligent so that you don't have that. But I believe a woman, most women have both. I'm not talking about a degree. I'm talking about your level of intelligence. Plus, as I said, every woman is beautiful. So how do we classify she's more intelligent or she's more beautiful? No, you can have both, and you should never have to choose.
You should never
You're
have
as
to
beautiful as you feel, and you're as intelligent as you want to be, because it's about to read. So no way would I make that definition.
Yes, I remember reading one of the articles that was written in regards to beauty, and you are one of the contributors, and you were saying why can't we have it all? That you said when you were in primary and the teacher thought you're over focusing on beauty, they questioned and said, why are you focusing on beauty?
Why can't you, if you really want to make it in life, why don't you consider more the books and forget about beauty? And for me it was like, wait, can't I handle both? Yeah, why are you classifying? Why are you putting me in this box that I really don't fit in? Let me be everything that I can be.
That you can be.
Yeah, I have daughters, and I encourage them all the time to try and be everything that they can be. They are beautiful. They are beautiful because their beauty is not about what society expects them to be. It is about them knowing from the time they were born
that they are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
And I like what you said, that you actually tell your daughters, because it's not our culture. Okay, I don't know, maybe it is in some people's in some people's family, but we don't make it a habit to tell children they're beautiful, because we imagine they will lose their concentration in class. So they grow up with low esteem.
We start from an early age to divide this intelligence and beauty as if it cannot be both.
Yeah, they cannot be together. So you let this girl grow with low esteem until they're adults, and then now you start making them feel beautiful at a very late age.
And it's very hard at that time.
It's very hard because they've grown up believing they are not.
But if you tell her from the time she's born, you are such a beautiful girl, you're such a beautiful girl, then she will grow up honestly believing. And if she has something she doesn't like, make her know that that is her beauty, that is her uniqueness. And once she appreciates that uniqueness, she will grow up confident. But once she starts thinking, oh, I have such big eyes, and everybody, and you know how
and allowing
women
them to keep saying
tear
that.
each other down.
Yes.
We watch reality shows all the time, and the women are always trying to put each other down. We, even at work, we have that. Worst still, in schools, we have schoolgirls really making the other one feel smaller than the other.
Exactly.
Because it's all about the physical beauty. So it's up to us as parents, from the time a child is born, whether you don't think it's the most beautiful baby, you honestly
Usually
make
people
sure.
are very kind to babies. They'll always say the baby is beautiful.
Yeah, some, but some are like, is that a little baby, a little monkey? But,
Or a little monster.
But yeah, but beauty should be something that you grow up knowing. It is honestly up to your attitude.
It is
And
up to your attitude.
yeah, and honestly, if you know, like what's her name, Maya Angelou, one of the most beautiful yet wrinkled, gray hair, and she is one of the most beautiful women in the world. And what did she say? She said that a woman should honestly change. If you feel you don't like something about yourself, change it. Yes, and if you cannot change it, change the attitude
That you have
towards it.
Yeah.
Full stop. That's it. Period. Nobody can say anything more about
It
that.
is true, and
Yeah.
she's such a beautiful woman, and she kept
Beautiful.
saying,
She
"I am
radiates
not-"
it.
She radiates life and
And she
draws
says, I am
people
not,
out of
I
her.
don't have the perfect calves,
That's
I
what she
don't have
says.
the perfect lip. Yet when I walk into a room, people stop
Men
and stare.
stand and
There we go.
exactly,
So
which
it's
is
beauty.
Yeah, so beauty is actually in the heart.
It is in the
Then
heart.
it exudes into our physical space.
Exactly. And you know, we shouldn't ignore one or the other, because you know, there is the debate about inner beauty or outer beauty, which is more important.
But
Both. You have to let your inner beauty radiate out, and
into
then when
your-
it radiates out, then you work with your outer beauty. You cannot ignore one or the other for you to become that wholesome, beautiful woman that you want to be. It has to be both.
because unfortunately, you are judged within the first 5 minutes you have gotten into the room.
Thank you.
The people have looked at your shoes. They have looked at what you're wearing. They
And
have.
the first 5 minutes of meeting you. Yeah. So how can you avoid that? Because by the time I know how Esther, Ina, your inner being, I'll have to have known you know, maybe for even months or a year. But for the outer beauty, I see it immediately. We sit here within 5 minutes and I'm like, wow, she's such a beautiful lady. And do you realize that's one other thing, even in Kenya, we don't do? We don't pay compliments to each other.
We don't.
And that is how our children grow up thinking they are not beautiful, or a woman in the supermarket.
Almost natural to
It's
compliment
not-
one another.
Yeah. Why can't I go to the supermarket and the lady who is serving me and I just tell her, wow, I love your hair. Wow, I love your dress. We don't do that.
It will make a
You have a
difference.
beautiful smile. If we do that to each other every day, we become more connected, we become more beautiful, because we feel it. And honestly, the word beauty now becomes something that everybody can relate to. Yeah.
It is true.
It
Actually,
is.
I was watching a clip talking about the art of seduction as a way to achieving means, which, you know, of course, it raises a lot of debate on whether that's even actually a way that people should go. But she mentioned and said that the Mexican children, they grow up being complimented and told, oh, you're so beautiful, chiquita, bonita. As they
Yeah.
grow, they feel so beautiful, and it radiates in the confidence that
Yeah.
they have when they're much older.
True. But honestly, that is very true.
It really does.
Yeah. It's just like we believe that also, I don't know whether you come from coast, but
Yes.
the coast women are also brought up to feel, okay, cool, because most of them were brought up to become wives and caretakers at home. So, well, that was maybe before, but generally they are brought up to get the
Appreciate.
woman, to appreciate being a woman, to love being a woman. And that's why they're honestly more womanly, so to speak, than in Nairobi, where women, we are wearing jeans and we are wearing t-shirt like a man.
In
But
fact, we had a phase where people went to weddings wearing jeans and t-shirts
can
and
you imagine?
sneakers.
Honestly, that is a complete letdown. Don't come to my wedding, you know, don't wear those sneakers. But in coast, the women honestly spend even time taking care of their beauty. So I think it's the same as in Mexico, where the women grow up knowing a woman must be a woman. French women too. French
They
women,
also appreciate.
you cannot step out of the house unless you look elegant. They are brought up to live like that. I will come out and do whatever I want wearing a t-shirt without any, you know, so
They cannot even go to the shop.
they
looking
cannot,
funny.
because your mother would kill you. It's like you have to represent what you are, a woman. Why are we ashamed of being a
of
woman?
being women.
Yeah, why exactly are we so ashamed? It's such a beautiful thing to be a woman, And honestly, to be a beautiful woman, and the beauty, as I said, is not about the physical, it's about everything about you.
But even the physical, you said, there's potential for everyone.
If you
of
can,
us.
yeah, we have both.
Yeah.
We have both. So we cannot just focus on the physical or on the inside.
Both.
Generally.
Working on
all
our
wholesome.
wholesomeness.
Yes, the wholesomeness. You become awesome after that.
Totally
Yeah.
awesome. So is it illegal to walk out of the house without makeup? You being a beauty expert.
I would never go anywhere without my makeup, but only also because I used to, but also because of now what I represent. I'm all about the skin. I'm all about when you get out, you must look in a certain way. A woman must also always be look her best before she steps out of the house. I'm all about that. But honestly, like my daughters, and they are grown daughters, none of them bother. The least they can do is a lip gloss and an eye pencil. Yeah. Later, maybe if they're going out, they do the makeup part. But they always tell me I'm perfect because I will never leave the house without my makeup.
Yeah, you would never leave the house without your makeup.
No.
So what is perfect grooming? Because I understand beauty and grooming is actually, they go very hand in hand together, and actually it is good grooming that eventually translates to beauty. So what are the good practices ideally for the, you know, the everyday girl, everyday woman, you know, who's probably watching us and wondering, what is that? How can I achieve that?
Yeah, you know, makeup, cosmetics, makeup has been there from ancient times, from the time the Egyptians loved to do their eyes in very thick ways. But the ancient times, like the Egyptians, they used to use their makeup more for empowerment. We use our makeup more to conceal and to cover flaws and to give us self-confidence, which is actually not the way it's supposed to be. Makeup is supposed to enhance you. So first, what I tell ladies is concentrate on making yourself beautiful with or without makeup. And then when you
appreciate that you
yes, and if you have a bad skin nowadays, there are many ways of healing that. There is no reason why anybody should be walking around with acne. There is no reason why somebody should be walking around with pigmentation. All these things are now curable. It's not like before. They are all curable, unless of course there is some other internal issues with someone. To get rid of acne is very easy now. So honestly, what I don't understand is why can't, unless it's of course financial background, but you know, we are using even home remedies like lemon and things, so there is no reason why you should not have that. That said, as a woman, how do you feel good? Because if you decide I'm not going to put on makeup, does that make you happy when you go out? Does that make you more confident? Or does it make you simply shy away from the camera, shy away from your friends? Or you see somebody walking in and you're like, oh God, I don't want her to see me. You know, that's what we are trying to avoid. But if you wear makeup to be able to then walk around the supermarket or walk, then do it. But if you don't need and you have the flawless skin, then makeup is not all it's made out to be. Some people look beautiful without.
Yeah, actually, there are quite a number of women who
have
say
never,
they don't use anything,
they have
and
never used anything.
Fine.
Yeah, provided you don't walk around with cracked lips, you know, because that is ugly. The rest is something you know you can fix. And if you have a flaw that you know, you feel like maybe you're born with a mole, learn to love it. And once you love it, nobody will notice it. Yeah,
unless you draw attention to it, because a lot of women will be like, oh, my mole, I've lived with it all the time. Yes,
and that is what you know, women love to do that. How many times are you given a compliment? You know, like you tell me, oh Jane, I love your hair, and I tell you, yeah, but this is not, you know, we love to do that. I don't understand why, because that is really ugly.
Yes.
Yeah, why do we put ourselves down?
Just say thank you.
Say thank you and walk away. And don't compare yourself. Don't try to be me. I won't try to be you. Don't try to be Beyonce. Don't try to be someone else, because that is how you
develop low esteem.
Exactly. You try to be Esther, and then when you don't succeed, you tear yourself down, and then you hate who you are, and there goes your life. So,
okay, we'll be back. We'll be back after the break, sharing more tips on in the world of beauty. You know, because it's a beautiful world out there, and we are all very very beautiful. A wise quote, or maybe not so wise quote, depending on who is listening to this. It says, it is better to show up late than to show up underdressed. We are talking about the world of beauty, and you know, the world of beauty as women, and we have an expert, a beauty expert, who's here sharing on how we can all achieve, apparently we all have beauty potential. So stay tuned, we'll be back after the break. Beauty makes the world sort of go round. And today we have a beauty expert just sharing about this world of beauty and why it is important to ensure that we practice this art of good grooming, remaining beautiful, because we are beautiful as women. So thank you once again,
thank you
Jane,
so much
for joining us.
Thank you.
So the world of beauty, for a lot of us women, we make it really the center of life ideally, but it really doesn't always have to be, because also you can waste so much time in the world of beauty, and there have been extreme practices in the process of pursuing it, some extremely dangerous. What are some of the extremes that people have done? Recently we had an issue of people bleaching their skin, but what are some of the other extremes that are unhealthy practices that you really don't have to go to achieve?
You know, all you have to do is open the newspaper or watch news to see the extent people are going to. You know, now, before it was just about maybe she puts on too much makeup, but now we have gone beyond that. We are actually bleaching our face to have that permanent makeup. We are tattooing our lips, we are tattooing our eyebrows, because we are so lazy as a nation that we honestly, we don't have time to put a pencil around it and just put some and clean it in the morning. So we want something permanent.
Yeah. So you cut your eyebrows and
put a permanent, so that in the morning it takes 5 minutes to put on makeup. I honestly don't know, unless of course your eyebrows completely disappeared and then you have to put that tattoo. I don't understand why people need to do it. Butt enhancement, I don't know if I can say that on TV, but we can see today how women have become so desperate and obsessed with beauty that they are ready to go and have themselves enlarged in areas that nobody thought should ever be enlarged. You go, you have your waistline tucked in, you have your butt made bigger, you have your breasts generally made bigger, you have your lips made thicker or smaller. These things cannot honestly, how long do you think it will last? I saw a picture of a woman who had that enlargement and then it burst, and she has been left with a very big scar behind. And then you bleach and then it all comes out and you're left with yellow marks and red marks everywhere, and honestly you look like a monster. So when I've interviewed some of these women, because I've had most of these women coming to me for treatment, to tell me save me, because now I'm even in a worse place. And when you talk to them, and some of them don't regret it, they are like, well, I got my husband. I made myself completely light and I got a husband, so I have no regrets, but now can you save me? You know, but the thing is, some of these chemicals are so dangerous that long after you stop using, they continue to grow into your cells, and you end up getting a child maybe who is deformed. So is it really worth it for me to be very light-skinned and one day my baby cannot even read, write or walk, and I will be looking at that baby with my brown face and I will wonder, you know,
what happened?
Why? That is the extent people have gone to, and for women it's really, really dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
It is.
And actually some of them backfire badly, like what you're saying, what happened to the butt, or a deformed
a deformed
mouth,
baby,
or deformed baby, or
Michael
like
Jackson.
Exactly. It really changes your life. Like,
it changes your life,
and
destroys
sometimes
it
looks
forever.
worse. Yeah.
It looks worse, such that you opt to die. You know, like in some cases you honestly, you are so desperate and you know now you cannot be saved because nobody can touch your face anymore, because the minute some of the ladies who come to me, you try to touch the face and the skin is peeling off.
So sensitive.
And you're even afraid to actually touch it. You know, you're like, okay, I suggest you go to a doctor first to heal the wound. But even if you heal the wound and the chemicals are still going in, because you cannot wash those out, so it's still going inside, how will you be healed?
Wow.
So honestly, for women, love who you are. Your uniqueness is what makes you.
And
your
enhance
darkness,
it.
enhance it any way you want. You feel you have a long forehead, fringe the hair if you want, or honestly highlight it and make it look beautiful. You know, it's own it, be it, and honestly nobody will even notice it.
I've noticed even quite a number of stars in America who, in abroad, whereby they appreciate their women smaller, but somehow they've managed to make their curves so attractive that everyone probably even wants to have those sort of curves. So
now,
work what you have.
Yeah, work with what you have. You know, before when a woman was big, okay, it's in Hollywood, not in Africa generally, we like our women curvaceous, but
yes.
In Hollywood, before when a woman is big, everybody was laughing at her, you know, and they used to go and try to trim and live your life in the gym. But all of a sudden, somebody decided, no, actually this is more beautiful. Now everybody's following it. So don't follow the crowd, follow your own road. Honestly, establish what you think is beautiful, and all those things you were told as a child you are ugly, maybe by a parent who made you feel ugly all the time, or friends, or in school you were abused, or a husband who abused you so much. You learn to ignore that. Take a break, listen to yourself, honestly learn what is beautiful in you. Look in the mirror and say, yes, that is what they said I am, but this is who I really am. And once you establish that person, you will become beautiful again. Don't let anybody destroy who you are. Yeah, and don't try, as I said, to be somebody you are not.
How can we get out of this obsession? Because I'm sure a lot of times you even see little children, sometimes they go into diet at a very young age. Very small girls calling themselves fat, and they aren't fat. There's just a whole obsession. How can we get out of this?
For me, what I think would be most important, honestly, is, as I said, starting from within. You have to make, if it's that girl or that woman who feels you don't like yourself, learn to look in the mirror, understand yourself, lock everything out, look at your face and honestly tell yourself, I love you. It might sound silly. Tell yourself you are beautiful. Every single day. Look at your nose and say, you're a big nose, but yeah, you know.
I love it.
Yes, I love it. I love my smile. I love my hair. I love the way I walk. If you learn to love yourself, because that it's all about unlearning things that have been trained into you. Tell yourself, convince yourself, own yourself, and know that your uniqueness is you. Full stop. And nobody else will ever be you. So why waste it? How honestly, how ugly is it? Yeah. Why waste the Jane who you are by becoming someone else? There will never be another me. So you girl out there who honestly feels like you are ugly, look at yourself in the mirror and tell me, does anyone else look like
me? And that is so beautiful to imagine that you're the only person in the world who looks this.
You look like that, and you are made like that by God for whatever reason. That is what you are. And if you don't learn to love that, what a waste of a good life.
Yeah, what a waste of a good life.
It is. It is.
And Jane, sometimes I look at you and I can't believe that you're 50.
Yeah.
You've said a lot of times people say you're 30.
Yes.
They walk on the streets and they're like, oh, they call you sister perhaps.
Even when I'm walking with my daughters and my daughters are like, Mom, or my grandson is there calling me Shosho, and everybody's wondering, what do you mean, Shosho? Why is that boy calling you that? It's honestly because for me, even when people are like, you're becoming a grandmother, how are you going to handle your career? You know, what do you mean? For me, honestly, that is what I want. That is what my career is all about. Being beautiful no matter what age. Whether I am 18, whether I have some disease in me, whether I've talked to everybody from the age of 18 to grandmothers, to students, to teenagers, everything in between. And honestly, all women think about is being beautiful, but only for men. So when I grow, or when I pass 40 and I start looking at myself like, oh God, now my beauty is gone. It will be gone.
It will be gone.
But when I wake up every morning, I am beautiful. You have no choice but to see me that way, because I'm owning
whether
who I
you
am.
think
Even when you call me, oh, you're grandmother, and I'm like, yeah. You will look at me like, okay, what else do I say? But suppose I have women who can come to me like, oh, you're a grandmother, with that kind of, trying to put you down. And then you turn that around. I want all women to know that honestly, who you are, what age you are, what short, thick hair you are beautiful. Whether you are 60, 70, it's all about you. Yeah. And I am going to look like this until I am 70. Thank you, Jesus.
You're going to keep it that way.
I will.
But you certainly look amazing. And I think it is such an inspiration, actually. I've been talking to quite a number of ladies who are in their 50s. And I think this generation has maintained, like, many look so amazing. They're still flourishing.
Before, when we reach 50,
the past generations, when you reach 50,
one leg to the grave. Exactly. You're on your way out. There are still women who are like that. The minute some ladies come in and I ask, how old are you? And she tells me, oh, I'm so old. And I ask, how old are you? I'm 45. And she's embarrassed. And you're like, wait, you mean I'm like 5 years older than you? And the woman goes, what?
They can't believe it. And actually, we're so afraid of sharing our ages.
We are so ashamed
Yeah, you
of
can't
being
say
old.
how
We are so
old you
ashamed
are.
of being grandmother. Why? Why? Honestly, what a gift. You know, what a gift you have in life that you honestly went 20, 30, 40, 50, even 60. You are growing old and you have been given all this. Why would you be ashamed of it?
It is a privilege.
It
It's
is a
many
privilege and a
years of
gift.
experience.
Honestly,
Many
wake up
years
and
of
say it's
experience.
a gift. Thank you.
So
You
we
know.
have seen these extremes. We've talked about the extremes. We've talked about how you have managed. You know, it's the attitude that radiates out of your
Being
life that is
happy.
just, you know, maintaining that for yourself.
Yeah.
But what are good practices in terms of, you know, you don't need to go to the knife, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. What are good practices? You know, probably someone is watching and is thinking, how do I do my makeup? How do I do? Because I know quite a number of people who believe in removing their whole eyebrow and just, you know, drawing another
Whoa,
line
yeah.
or something. What are good beauty practices?
Well, actually, that depends on an individual. The whole subject, as I said, in beauty is very hard to define because we all see beauty in different ways. What I might think is beautiful for me, like thick eyebrows, somebody else think, you know, a thin eyebrow is
But
not. But one thing you must never do is never cut off all your eyebrows. I mean, God gave you your eyebrows for a purpose. You know, stop putting, if you have to put those fake eyelashes, don't put those permanent ones, which will then come out with your eyelashes and then you're left with nothing. You know, don't go drawing permanent tattooing on your face, because what happens if it backfires and for the rest of your life you spend, you know, looking weird.
Like you're smiling 24/7.
Don't do anything
Yes.
permanent. Don't do anything permanent. Go to the gym, eat right, because what you eat actually becomes you. Eat right, go to the gym, take care of yourself, exercise, take a walk. You don't have to register in a gym. You just have to wake up and walk. Just take a walk. Then there's no excuses to that. How much do you need to walk? You don't even need sports shoes. It's good if you have, but you can just walk with your normal shoes, and that honestly helps. Clean your face every day. Moisturize your face every day. Don't ever sleep with makeup. These are good practices that will help you maintain who you are. If you have oily skin, avoid a lot of oily food. You know, I see people always like, is chips healthy? Yes, it is. You know, it depends on the quantity that you eat. Otherwise, it is. Yeah, I tell women that. So all the practices that you do is actually what your mother told you. Wake up, comb your hair. Don't go to school without combing your hair. That's
Basic. It's very, very
yeah,
basic.
very basic. Very basic.
And then you use your inner energy to radiate,
To radiate
life
the outside, and
outside.
then now you work on the outside, and we have this beautiful.
and you become fierce.
It is. You
Yes.
become fierce. Yeah.
So in a parting shot, in a summary of everything, this beauty world that, you know, you have been a part of, what should a woman, what quote or what wise word would you like to leave with our guests in regards to building up on their confidence?
Yeah. Love yourself. Love yourself with all your uniqueness, with all your flaws. Love it, own it, possess it, be you. That's all I can tell you. Love yourself. And
Love
don't
ourselves
try
completely.
to be someone else. You will never be.
And yeah,
You will never make it.
because I think that's where now it becomes extremely awkward.
That's where we go wrong. Yeah. When
So-
I try to look like Beyonce.
Oh yeah, Beyonce does give us a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and Kim Kardashian now.
And
you know,
Kim
it's-
Kardashian.
We all want to look like that, and that is how I will never look like her. So why try and then tear myself down, and then I hate who I am?
It is true.
It
and
is.
actually, we, in the craze to become that, we're actually emerging with the new socialite culture. I don't know what you have to say about that in the country.
The Kenyan socialites, that's, I really don't understand exactly what it means to be a Kenyan socialite, because it has become more, maybe we don't understand the concept very well, because it has become more like, before a socialite was somebody who, classy, who also gives in the society, who does things for the society, but now it's all about she has the biggest this, she has the biggest that, she has the lightest
It's all about our behinds.
yeah,
instead.
it's all about behind. So how does that become a socialite? You know, I really, we do have some socialites who are actually making a difference. If you're making a difference, I honestly can call you a socialite. But anybody else just trying to look like Kim Kardashian should never be called a socialite.
Because that really is not really the idea.
The idea behind it.
It's not the idea behind
it. It is not. It is not. And they're giving the name a very...
Actually, in
they
Kenya,
make it a very bad thing.
Anyone comes and calls you a socialite, you feel insulted.
You feel insulted. It's like,
what?
no, I'm not. Because
not.
it's almost like you're being called, you know, something that, you know, maybe we shouldn't say on TV. But generally, it represents something that's not right.
It really isn't right.
It really isn't.
So in as much as we are pursuing in this world of beauty, we need to also read. You know, because someone quoted this and she said, the cruise for women's existence is, if a woman is beautiful, she cannot be smart, and if she's smart, she cannot be beautiful. And as you said earlier, it is all about embracing our wholeness.
I don't know, a man said that?
A lady.
Really?
Yeah. And then she said that the saddest part about this is women live in this illusion.
Okay, that is true.
So yes,
women do live in that illusion, and we do we play ourselves down. You know, you don't want to look so intelligent because you don't want to intimidate the man sitting next to you. So you know you
have to laugh at all the jokes.
All the jokes, even if you're wondering what does that even mean, you will still be like, you know. But yeah, but that said, at the same time, you are beautiful, so you pretend you are silly when somebody says something. You pretend you can't really make sense of it. Do you watch the news? No. But I know about Kim Kardashian, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in politics, but I do know that what somebody, the socialite, is going to do tomorrow, or where she's going for Valentine. But I really don't know that. For example, they have new rules on the road, or things have changed. That is not because you're stupid. That is because really you don't care about what is going on around you.
Because actually being dumb is a choice. Not
it is a choice.
What's going on.
It is honestly a choice, and you can change that. There are things that you can change about you. That is one thing. Maybe unless you are born like maybe completely stupid that you can't read or write, and there's nothing you can do about it, then you concentrate. Then be intelligent in something else. Become a very good farmer, plant flowers, learn how to make things.
Because there are people who are not really smart in class, but they are street smart, and they
are very street, and they go to very high levels. So honestly, intelligent and smart is all about your attitude towards it.
It is all about your attitude.
Yeah, you've seen very ugly women
who are so
like these reality shows we are watching, these American. You've seen some of those women, and you're wondering, is she a man or a woman? But the confidence a woman has and the way she's talking,
they do all the diva things.
Yeah, and you're like, wow. You don't even notice that she honestly does not look. She's not beautiful.
Stunning,
yeah.
And
her
people
personality,
adore that person.
Exactly. It's the personality. As I said, they can all look alike. Same shape, same the proportion, the face, they can all look alike. But where you stand out is when you throw in your personality.
But are we changing as Kenyans, considering where we're from, from the days of jeans and t-shirts to wedding?
I think we're becoming worse.
Really?
Yeah, because of we are now thinking that beauty is all about enhancements and concealing. We are not going back to loving ourselves. We are trying to look so much like the West, and that is where like Nigeria beats us, because Nigerian women always, yes, they do their makeup perfectly, they wear their outfits, but we are trying to Kenyans, we try so hard to look like the West. I don't know why, or is it me who tends to think so? Because we do. I am one of them.
Yeah.
And what is fashion on TV in use is what I'll wear tomorrow.
Yeah. We actually are creating other models, and so our girls keep feeling not beautiful, not pretty, because in relation to what is out there,
and on the
they're
TV,
not it. And you can't be.
And we've become a TV culture.
Yes.
Our kids are on holidays, instead of going home to be with grandma, they want to sit and watch MTV the whole day. Honestly, how will they then learn to appreciate who they are? Because if you're looking at Nicki Minaj and you're like, my 18-year-old daughter is like, I want to. Yeah, that is her role model. So when I convince her, no, you need to wear something like this, you need to look like this, you don't need to put so much makeup, she will look at me like, honestly, you want me to be a joke in school?
Yes, it is true.
Yeah, so I don't know whether we are getting better, and I think the only way it's for us to change, ourselves and to change our children, and to make them know that even as an African, with or without makeup, you are beautiful.
Yeah. And you don't highlight on their skin color, their size.
Never.
You just don't do that. You just appreciate them as they
and if
are.
you feel she's becoming too obese, control what she's eating.
Actually, yeah.
Walk with her.
Because that is necessary. A lot of parents ignore the child and she grows into
we have seen,
exactly,
you know, we have seen 14-year-olds looking almost like a 30-year-old woman. Why? Because when you tell the parents, like, no, I cannot leave her, she's my daughter, or she likes it that way. She does not. And if she does now, in a few years,
she will not like it.
Yeah, she will hate
like
herself. Yeah.
So actually, I think the basic thing is actually to maintain some certain balance of appreciating and just being healthy and going all out and, you know, doing what you
eat right, exercise, dress right. You know, don't, like, you know, we had my dress, my choice. You know, we've had all these, and you know, all of us were attacking that. But generally, what the children will not watch that. They will look at me and decide, is the best way to dress that, or is it that? You know, we as parents have to show our daughters exactly.
Yeah, to guide them.
But also letting them also be who they are. They cannot be me. My daughters will never be me. You know, so take their individuality and grow it from there.
And naturally.
Yeah, if she honestly loves wearing long, flowy dresses, let her be that person. Because if I influence her to look like the other girl, that's how she grows up wanting to be Nikki.
Eventually. And what about the case of tomboys? What do you have to say about that? At what point
let them be?
Let them be as well.
Let them be.
Let them discover.
Let them discover, because maybe she will become the next Serena Williams. You know, if somebody honestly likes to be boyish, let them be.
It is their style.
Yeah, and if she likes to play with cars instead of Barbie dolls, let them be. That is the person, because once you change that person, then they grow up to hate who they have become. And when they start hating that is when the problem comes, because she will grow up and when the first boy tells her you're beautiful, she will do anything for him, and that's why she will end up being abused, you know, because this boy actually thinks I'm beautiful. No, you are beautiful. It's not this boy who makes you beautiful.
You actually are.
Yeah. So if she's a tomboy, let her be. She will meet a guy who will like tomboys.
It is true, actually.
It is true. There is someone for everyone. We all don't have, as I said, to look.
And it's actually a very good style. It looks really, really unique for most people.
Yes. Just don't go wearing a man's suit, because then, of course, you look. With this world today, then you know, people might confuse you. But be a woman, because being a woman is, you are born a woman, so be a woman.
Embrace your femininity.
If you like wearing sports shoes and t-shirts,
go ahead, do it. Thank you so much. That is very insightful. And I hope we will keep beautiful. I hope that now when we finally turn 50, we'll still look as amazing.
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
and I'm out to make sure all you women do.
We all do.
Oh, yes, all Kenyan women do. And whoever said Kenyan people are not beautiful, I want them to come to see me.
It is a lie, people.
It is a malicious lie.
Thank you very much. It is a lie, people. Kenyans, we are not the ugliest people in the world. We are extremely beautiful. And we have been having this great conversation with Jane Mbogo, who has been in the beauty world for a little over 6 years now, beautifying women. And today, as you go home, love yourself, enjoy yourself, love your company, look at yourself in the mirror and appreciate that one good thing about you, because we all are beautiful. You have been watching Expressions, and I'm your host, Esther Nema. Head over to our Facebook page, Expressions Television Talk Show. Like it, share your comments on some of these issues. What would you like to have discussed? Women that are outstanding and you would like to hear their stories, we will be glad to follow up on them. Thank you once again for choosing to hang out with us. We have been at the Heron Portico, and thank you again for joining us.